Ever wondered which countries pack the biggest punch on the ground? In this video, we'll be counting down the top tank owning nations in the world. Prepare to be surprised.
Coming in at number 50 is the United Arab Emirates, boasting a force of around 274 tanks.
Number 49 is Bangladesh, boasting a force of around 281 tanks.
Number 48 is Kazakhstan, boasting a force of around 300 tanks.
Number 47 is Indonesia, boasting a force of around 314 tanks.
Number 46 is Libya, boasting a force of around 325 tanks.
Number 45 is Spain, boasting a force of around 327 tanks.
Number 44 is Venezuela, boasting a force of around 352 tanks.
Number 43 is Lebanon, boasting a force of around 361 tanks.
Number 42 is Kuwait, boasting a force of around 367 tanks.
Number 41 is Switzerland, boasting a force of around 380 tanks.
Number 40 is Madagascar, boasting a force of around 386 tanks.
Number 39 is Bulgaria, boasting a force of around 410 tanks.
Number 38 is Romania, boasting a force of around 413 tanks.
Number 37 is Argentina, boasting a force of around 414 tanks.
Number 36 is Uzbekistan, boasting a force of around 420 tanks.
Number 35 is Brazil, boasting a force of around 466 tanks.
Number 34 is Ethiopia, boasting a force of around 468 tanks.
Number 33 is Mongolia, boasting a force of around 470 tanks.
Number 32 is Armenia, boasting a force of around 519 tanks.
Number 31 is Poland, boasting a force of around 569 tanks.
Number 30 is Thailand, boasting a force of around 587 tanks.
Number 29 is Cambodia, boasting a force of around 644 tanks.
Number 28 is Turkmenistan, boasting a force of around 680 tanks.
Number 27 is Myanmar, boasting a force of around 715 tanks.
Number 26 is Belarus, boasting a force of around 862 tanks.
Number 25 is Azerbaijan, boasting a force of around 920 tanks.
Number 24 is Iraq, boasting a force of around 923 tanks.
Number 23 is Japan, boasting a force of around 1004 tanks.
Number 22 is Taiwan, boasting a force of around 1012 tanks.
Number 21 is Cuba, boasting a force of around 1230 tanks.
Number 20 is Saudi Arabia, boasting a force of around 1273 tanks.
Number 19 is Greece, boasting a force of around 1365 tanks.
Number 18 is Jordan, boasting a force of around 1588 tanks.
Number 17 is Algeria, boasting a force of around 1700 tanks.
Number 16 is Eritrea, boasting a force of around 1756 tanks.
Number 15 is Morocco, boasting a force around 1761 tanks.
Number 14 is Vietnam, boasting a force of around 1761 tanks.
Number 13 is Ukraine, boasting a force of around 1890 tanks.
Number 12 is Israel, boasting a force of around 2200 tanks.
Number 11 is Turkey, boasting a force of around 2229 tanks.
Coming in at number 10 is South Korea, boasting a force of around 2331 tanks.
Number 9 is Syria, boasting a force of around 2616 tanks.
Number 8 is Pakistan, boasting a force of around 3742 tanks.
Number 7 is Iran, boasting a force of around 4071 tanks.
Number 6 is India, boasting a force of around 4614 tanks.
Number 5 is Egypt, boasting a force of around 4664 tanks.
Number 4 is China, boasting a force of around 4,950 tanks.
Number 3 is United States of America, boasting a force of around 5,500 tanks.
Number 2 is North Korea, boasting a force of around 6,645 tanks.
Number 1 is Russia, boasting a force of around 12,566 tanks.